Hello, in this session of What's New in DAC, we will cover enhancements to the GL interface. Let's take a look at a session screen here. Let me pull one of those up. All right, so first thing out of the box would be option number one, work with GL interface. That has been rewritten to be a widescreen format. It has a lot more information on here to make it a little more readable. Reason codes have their reason code description beside them. The application code is spelled out alphabetically, in actual English words. The account codes are the actual description for the GL accounts appear, so it makes it a lot easier to sort of look through that and read as I sort of scroll through and look at some things. Another enhancement to the system in general, not just to the interface, not necessarily to this screen in particular, is the ability now to send over to General Ledger the variations in cost based on price changes that coming from your suppliers, and so that's something else that's in there. Another less adopted, possibly less known, is the ability to send over allowances from vendor receivable and bill back information from vendor billing. So those are some things in that main screen, but the main takeaway here, widescreen format makes it much easier to see what you're looking at when you're doing a setup or trying to just check on something. So I'm going to press F3 and go back to the menu. The other thing we wanted to just talk about briefly is option 7 to export GL interface data. So as the GL interface runs during end of day, and it assimilates a record or aggregates a record to send over to GL, and underneath are all the details that comprise that aggregate number. And so what we're doing is we're capturing all those details under the covers and allow you now to get to those easily in a spreadsheet by just running an option here. So if I key in a date range, maybe a F4 select for a particular application code, let's say inventory this time. You can F4 select for a source. For instance, if I'm doing inventory, I want to look for that, and maybe I'm looking for damaged inventory, something of that nature. I could certainly do that. You can output the file. It always goes into a folder on your system called CSV export, and export, as you can see, is abbreviated. You can name that file whatever you want to name it, as long as you stick within the limitations on the screen here, and you can email it to yourself. And when you do that and press F6, it will prompt you for the email addresses that you want to send it to. And then what you winds up showing up in your inbox is something that looks like this. And so this is all the background information that's related to that application code, the source it came from, transaction dates, GL codes with descriptions, things of that nature. All the diagnostic information you should need to balance or troubleshoot issues that may have come up. The transaction numbers are in here, tie back to numbers over in the GL system, so it makes it easier for you to drill back down and look into the things. So that's the main takeaway here, the ability to do that. Now I have addressed this, it does output a CSV file, and I've color coded and sort of spread out the column headings and frozen them so as I scroll through, but anybody that uses Excel is very accustomed to that end of things. So that's those are enhancements to the GL interface. Hope you enjoyed it. There will be a deeper dive showing how to balance things of that nature that we'll be putting up as content at another date. Thank you.